Hello. Due to extreme technical difficulties, I had to restart. I crashed everything. So whoopie days. I'm going to attempt to put the elbow pad file up again because I kind of need it. There we go. Right, and I'll get rid of this window just so. Right. Minimum usage if possible. Got yeah, my word. I keep forgetting how much usage Idea Maker needs when it's like a big file. So that was on me. My bad, everyone. If anyone's there. Yeah. Let's see. Right, that's the thicker end. For that end. Which is that end? So, am I doing this right? Let's see. Make it exactly the same as the other. So, I did it the opposite. I did the thick end first. So, I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it? It's more or less symmetrical. So I think I'm worrying over nothing. I'll just make sure this lines up. And it does. So, right. Yeah. I'm just doing it. I'm not going to dick about it. It's all going to get covered in vinyl anyway. And that's going to be another kettle of fish to figure out. But yeah, when Loomis gets back, I'll quickly show him the file. And you all, I suppose, for the keyblades, one of them, and then I can turn that off, and then there's no danger of, crashing the entire system again. He says. Get over there, banana people. Right, here it goes. Last bit of banana. There we go. Get you out. I can now get rid of you, put you on the floor. Clearing our desk space, which is nice. And yeah, we'll just get this cut out. This dog was upset yesterday because I took my son on a car ride and she knows words. Yeah. Are you in now, dude? Are you able to watch for a minute or two? Yeah. Right, cool. Okay. That's one banana. 2 bananas. And a half banana, right? Okay. So, let's see. Fingers crossed. Oh, please don't die. Right, there you go. That's the whole thing, rendered. It's like low poly, so you can sort it exaggerates the print lines for you, so you know how it's basically going to look. I've got it in 4 sections, so it's cut into quarters basically. Up here, it's 62 hours, 36 minutes, and 37 seconds to do. That's how much material it's going to use. So that's quite a bit, and that's £10 10 pence in British money. So that works out at about $15. So about $30 in materials. I would say about the same again in electric, and then about a week to, sort all the sanding it all down, getting it painted and prepped and ready to ship, and then I think when I've quoted you, I don't think I've entirely thought about shipping costs with it, because I can ship them together, and it's about this sort of size up to about here. So we're looking at that, which isn't massive. They have a little bit more bulk because of the edges on them, like the ends of the key blades. But I think I could get them both into a relatively small box, like a medium, and then it might cost around about $50 to send. So yeah, I reckon if you add say 40 onto what I told you earlier, sort of thing. I'm starting my new job this week, and I get paid bi-weekly there, so I can get you money mid-September. Where are we on? Yeah, for certain, which works for her since she wants for Halloween. Yeah, that should fit in with other things I've got going, hopefully. Because like the great thing is obviously I can set the printer off and carry on with my foam work. So whatever foam stuff happens, can be, whatever. Yeah. So if we say maybe 380 in dollars for the pair of them, and that should just about cover like shipping costs and everything as well. Because once I've got them off the print bed, got it all stuck together and sanded, the they're not going to take a hell of a lot of painting, because they're fairly straightforward colours on them, aren't they? They're not too elaborate. I think I've got most of the colours I'm going to need. I won't have to buy too much paint to do them either. So I'm quite happy to do it for that. Remind me on Facebook when, and we can figure out payment. Yeah, I will do, mate. Yeah. I'll turn that off so my computer can relax a bit. Yeah, it's definitely something I want to do, because it's a real interesting project, and yeah, they're coming along nicely like claws. Oh, I'm doing that and I haven't changed the thing. Something wrong with me, dude. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts Keyblades, man. It's cool because it's one of those things that like I've always sort of played in my peripherals. Like I've always had my eye on it here and there. And like I say, I've played a couple of the games, but not got like super into all the lore and everything, because the lore is unreal. The amount they've got going on is unreal. Like when she was telling you about the different keyblades and who has what, but they're not really them, and then they have that, and then because they're not really that person, they have a different blade because it's blah blah blah. Yeah, well, you just try and chronologically figure out how the game stories play out in real time, and you realise, like, Kingdom Hearts 1 is not, in fact, Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 3.8 is, in fact, a prequel to, you know what I mean? And it's like, they go hard. They go real hard on the loring. So it's nuts. And yeah, if you've been playing the games as they've come out, I'm sure it's like, it's definitely like that. I've got it wrong specifically, but you just talk to the missus, my dude, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I tried to follow it, and I was like, I can't do this. So I found a YouTube video to try and figure it out. And you know, one of those videos that's like, here's how to understand the lore of whatever, and in easy steps. Well, put it this way: the easy steps to understand Kingdom Hearts was about a 50-minute YouTube video. So I mean, that's got to clue you in a little bit. So there's a chronological order to when the games came out, but if you're really wanting to deep dive in the story, you get like fucking unreal amounts of like retcons and deviations, side stories that aren't side quests in the game. They're just like entire games based on a side story type of thing from a side character or a supporting character or something. Like there's all sorts of shit, dude. It's fucking unreal. I can't even fathom half of it. So yeah, for real. For real life. I have someone to ban in the chat. Thank you very much for that shit. I hate that. Ugh. Yeah. I had my volume on. I have to go into my app to ban people. Delete. Get out. There, good. Go away. She said Kingdom Hearts 1 is not the first. Yeah. It blew my mind. I was so confused after that video, man, because I actually genuinely liked playing the games that I'd played, and I was like, I want to know more about it, That was a mistake. No. Yeah. So Kingdom Hearts 1 is the first chronological release, but it's not the beginning of the story sort of thing, because later on they started releasing like prequels and sequels and then side sequels. There's like a Kingdom Hearts 1.5. There's all sorts. Unchanged Birth by Sleep Kingdom Hearts 1. Yeah. I don't even know what that means, dude. It's so confusing. Chain of Memories. Oh my god, no, don't start. Don't, tell her to stop. 358.2 days. No, stop it. Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, I know, man. Don't stop it. Please, no. I'm going to get, turned around and burnt out immediately. I have limited bandwidth in my brain cell for functionality. discussing the order, like the actual chronological order of events in Kingdom Hearts games, will just burn me out immediately. I can't. I can't. Oh my god. Like, I'm guessing she's played them as they've come out, and if I'd done the same, I'm sure I would have been able to understand it and maybe even break it down for other people to, like, you know what I mean? Like, easily digest, but I didn't. And now I can't. It's gone too far. It's no. It's a no. Oh, God. I mean, I find it bad enough trying to explain Halo lore to people and then having to explain that now the law's different because 343 came in and changed the law. So, like, none of the first 3 games, numbered games in the franchise, make any sense because they've changed, like, a fundamental plot line in the whole thing. She said the game itself doesn't make any sense. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like playing it, going, I need to know more about this. No, no, no one does. No one does. No one. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. That's what I'm talking about now. Yeah, Halo lore is easier, but it's hard to explain to newcomers that because 343's taken over and changed it, that like everything that you're doing in the first like Bungie set of games don't really make sense to the rest of the franchise now because they changed a fundamental thing, and that was that they decided that Forerunners weren't ancient humans and that Forerunners were their own species that were at war with ancient humans, which was something they did like off screen. So you can imagine me playing, like, lifelong Halo fan, playing through like Halo 4 going, what? Like, wait, what? The dude said the Foreigners have returned, but, like, is he talking about us? Like, that was literally the big reveal. That was the big overstated reveal of Halo 3 was like, you are Forerunner. You know? That was the whole point. And that, like, and then instead of like a lucky, quiet, silent protagonist, you were suddenly like a superhero or the chosen one. 343 loves to make Chief the chosen one. And then they'll come out with Halo 5 and go, hang on a minute, I didn't realise that Chief was the main character of the story. We thought you'd like it if you were Locke. They just absolutely muddied all the waters, and I was so confused. And then I realised that, oh no, 343 are expecting you to read all the novels and watch all the telly stuff and, buy all the comics just to understand what's going on in their games, And I was out immediately. And then Halo 5 happened, and I was like, I was right. Space race gods make forerunners and humans and have the mantle of responsibility, gave the mantle to humans that they were at war with. Doesn't make sense, stupid. At some point, the precursors poofed and turned to dust. That dust became flood. Rings popped DNA to rest, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. And in, like, which is why some humans have forerunner DNA. Bollocks. Bollocks. It's just bollocks. And it's all because Frank O'Connor wanted forerunners to be their own species for no other reason than he just wanted it to happen. So he made it happen because he became franchise director of 343, didn't he? And apparently before that, he'd been hired at a low level in Bungie to just write a few bits and pieces, which he ended up writing 1 or 2 of the 5 terminals that you find in Halo 3, you know, when you go up to the thing and it opens and you hit it and then it turns red and scrolls. Well, there's one of those terminals that hints that Forerunners might be different to humans. Might. Bungie didn't care about what Frank O'Connor was doing. In fact, Bungie didn't care about Frank O'Connor at all and probably wished he was not there. When they signed out of their contract and they agreed to do 2 more games, they started work immediately on ODST, and then another team split off and started making adjustments to the game engine to make Halo Reach. Obviously, they got on with what they were doing, and at the same time, Microsoft, like immediately after this deal was done, knowing that Bungie was leaving, made, with Frank O'Connor, I might add, because he went to them with the idea of doing it, made 343 Industries. And then Frank was tasked with putting a team together. His first project was, I believe, Halo Legends, the little anime thing. So he orchestrated getting all the different anime directors and things like that to put those stories together, blah, blah, blah. And their first actual game project was the remaster of Halo 1. And even in there, he couldn't get his greasy mitts off the bloody story and added terminals into Halo 1 that, again, were just hinting towards him changing the entire lore out of it. So therefore, like, you find terminals that don't make any fucking sense in Halo 1, of all places. The because then they could have done as the Foreigners and Humans War, as the Flood Rings pop and give us actual Forerunners instead, because I thought the Precursors kind of ruined it. Yeah, well, the Precursors was an actual thing in Bungie lore, but they reserved it for like novels and shit, and they didn't make it a part of like you needing to know what's going on in the games. So it was like the idea was the Precursors were just literally an explanation for what the Gravemind is. And that's it. It was just an in-law explanation as to what was like the precursor, literally, to the Gravemind. And there was no need for that knowledge to be in the game. 343 didn't care about that sort of shit. They decided that law was law and everything was important, so we're going to shove everything we can into everything. And they didn't compartmentalize any of it. They didn't separate any of it out. And they made it necessary, especially in Halo 5 more than any of the other games, made it absolutely, like, medically necessary for you to know exactly what was going on, for you to just follow the story from the beginning of the game. Because I've never been so lost in a Halo game story-wise, never, than I was in Halo 5. It was completely dumbfounding the entire way through. And I was just, like, the whole time going, what the fuck is going on? Like, why am I here? And, like, yes, they had cutscenes and explanations, but then that didn't make any sense because you had no context. Like, everything was being talked about out of context, as if it was a soap opera that you'd missed 2 years of, you know? The Didact stuff in Halo 4 was the worst for me. Yeah, same. Because, like I say, I came right off the heels of all the Bungie games. You are Forerunners, and then you go straight in, and then the Didact turns up. He's not human. He looks like, you know, alien Iron Man with his fancy superpowers. And, like, it was so stupid. And Blue Team coming back, yes. Because there's another thing with all the Bungie games, was, in particular in the first 2 games, you were essentially told outright that you were the last of your kind. You were the last Spartan. That was the whole point. And then all of a sudden, oh, all your mates are back. You know, the dead ones that we've talked about for 5 games. I mean, that's the reason why Reach was the way it was because it was a prequel. It was how most of the rest of the Spartans died. But no, we had to have like novels that explained that they were doing like James Bond style bloody covert missions and and all that shit. And it was just so stupid. And they turned it immediately from a military sandbox shooter game with social features into like some sort of not Star Wars really, but like Star Trek maybe, like just heavy sci-fi wannabe, like melodrama space opera, and it just didn't make any fucking sense. um, he looks like a brute chieftain was mixed with a Sangheili, yeah, and then was like half in a boy's face. I can see that, yeah. The look of the guy, I could forgive if it weren't for the egregious retcon of everything that Bungie did. It's why the Master Chief collection annoys me in particular, because it's another symptom of the hubris of Microsoft and 343, where with their dirty grubby mitts at the reins of the franchise, and like they take all 5 of Bungie's games, stick one of their own in there, plaster it all together, and when you start that game up on Xbox, I don't know what it's like on PC because I haven't tried it on there, but like if you start that game up on Xbox, do you see Bungie anywhere? No. You see 343 Industries. So they just took everyone else's work, made it their own, and then proceeded to shit all over it for the next decade and a half, 2 decades nearly. And there's no forgiveness for it. I cannot be a Halo apologist. That's the name of this bloody channel, and like I can't do it. I can't. It's utter egregious nonsense. Halo isn't on PC; it's Xbox exclusive. No, you can get Master Chief collections on PC. It's on Steam as well. You can get it through the Steam launcher. That was a big thing. That was the only reason they updated it. Literally the only reason that it got fixed, the Master Chief collection. It was only because they. Oh no, not PlayStation, not yet. Because that's another thing, they've done that now. Yeah, you have it on there. Do you see Bungie's name anywhere on their games? No. Because it's 343's Halo launcher. It works exactly the same as like Epic, the Epic Store or the Steam Store for Halo games. So they've put their little branding all over it, and you barely get a look at the original dev names when you complete a campaign on there. They hold the credits almost separate. And it's just horrible. And another thing that annoys me. Yeah, they've rebranded to Halo Studios, but it's still the same people. It's the same people. And the idea, I think, what they're actually doing is they're remaking Halo Combat Evolved, and that remake is going to be on PlayStation. Because Microsoft don't understand that they actually have something worth keeping. They want to just distribute it, get as much as they can out of it. You don't want Halo 3 remastering, dude. No, you don't. Oh my God, no, you don't. No, we don't. No. Like, that's one of those things where that I think people think they want something and they actually don't. Like, you know, honestly, I don't think I want any new Halo games ever now. Because if you got an ODST2, for example, like you're saying there, do you think the music will be anywhere near it? No. Because they won't hire back Marty O'Donnell because Marty O'Donnell knows what he's fucking doing and knows what he's talking about. And they don't want that. They want, like, you know, factory workers. They want temp employees that they don't actually have to pay benefits towards. They want to salary people in for minimum wage and then boot them out when their work is done. That's why Infinite was a complete and utter catastrophe of a development cycle. They don't want people with insight or talent. They want little sheep people to do as they're told. And because of that, any new Halo game isn't going to feel like Halo. I mean, physically it'll feel like Halo. Like Infinite. Infinite felt like Halo to play, but it didn't feel like Halo. It wasn't written like a Halo game. It didn't sound like a Halo game, even though they tried to shoehorn in all the old themes like da 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 da. But it didn't sound like Halo. You know, it's gone, man. You know, and we're not getting it back. And the only way to play those games and really have any proper nostalgia about it is to go out and buy an OG Xbox and whack those two first games in. Or even better than that, get a 360 and then you can play all 5 of those original games, can't you? And then that's it. And because the way most people play Halo now is the 343 way, with all the social features completely stripped out of it. Part of why we have so much fond memories and nostalgia for Halo is because we met people on it, you know? Like, I met a dude called John from the Bronx in New York around the time of ODST coming out. And we played Halo 3 and ODST and Reach together, like, nearly every day. And I'm still friends with that guy to this day. Griffball tournaments, yeah. And like customs, yeah, people did customs all the time. Me and him were all about the campaign and like the team multiplayer, ranked team multiplayer. We loved that shit. And we played it every day for years, you know. I'm still friends with that guy. He knows my kids, you know. People that play Halo now are not making lifelong friends across the pond, like across the world. That's what Halo did. That's what Halo was, you know. I remember reaching Inheritor on Reach, and yeah, and it's gone, dude. It's so sad. Like, it genuinely, like, there's a video out there of a dude on like going into his old custom maps and stuff on his 360, and he's done a dead clever thing where he's probably got his mates and himself to do like voiceover of like stuff that they were doing back in the day, and it all comes through with like reverb on it as if it's like a faded memory, and then he fades in like gameplay that he's clearly captured, and he puts this whole nostalgic video together, and like of Reach in particular, and it being over, and then he turns his Xbox off and walks away. And it was like, oh my God. Oh my god. I'll see if I can find it because it's so like. Oh my god. I'll play it. I'll play it right now on stream if I can get it. If I can find it. Let's see. Halo Reach. What would it be called? It's the first one. I put Halo Reach nostalgia and it came straight up. So let me put this on.
The power up, dude, I promise. Walk into it.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah, it gives you shields.
Oh, what the heck?
You fell for it, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I told you this was not a good idea.
Okay,
Look,
I can
it
flip
just
it. I
went
can
over
flip
there
it.
right
Hop
there.
back in, hop back in. Dude, thanks for helping with the map.
Oh yeah, no problem, dude. It's looking really good.
I'm gonna have to hop off though. I got school tomorrow, so see you tomorrow.
Okay, me too. Yeah, for sure.
That just like absolutely chokes me up. Oh my god. It's me. We can't have that. But yeah, no, man, oh god. That absolutely destroys me. Like I'm welling up right now because that like, especially at the end where he's like, oh, my friend is on Xbox One playing Fortnite, and it's like my last friend, you know. Yeah, 2010 and 11, and yeah. Oh god, like, you know. It's, oh my god. That's like how you, like, if you go back to something like that and you just hear the music as well, and like you like, oops, sorry, like, now I've got a son and my boys still hop on Halo. Yeah, that's good, but you know, it's still like that one. Yeah, it makes you realize how different everything is, the way games are made now, and the way the Xbox console works, and there's no social features left. Everything's just tiles, like a Windows marketplace. So everything's like, buy this shit, buy that shit, and it's not like find your friends, have some fun like it used to be. Which was Xbox's main selling point. I remember one of John's friends who also lived in New York. I think he was in school with John. So, like, had both. He was one of the rare people that had like a PlayStation as well, which will have been what, PS3 I think at the time. And he was like, I do like my PlayStation games, but you know, PlayStation is a real lonely place to be, he said. That's what he used to say, was PlayStation was a really lonely place to be. And then PlayStation's way of doing things became the norm. And now all consoles are lonely places to be. You know? That's the thing that I loved about 360 in particular. They did update the 360 dashboard, and now it's all tiles, isn't it? Like, but yeah, that's like, it's what I didn't like about PlayStation was that very thing. That's it. It was a lonely place to be. I didn't have one myself. I used to I tried a few games out and stuff on around friends' houses and what have you, and I was like, you know, do you have any friends on here? And he was like, what do you mean? So I mean, that says it, doesn't it? That says it all. What do you mean, friends? In my computer? On my television? What is this sorcery? Why? Yeah, that's right. And I went through a period of time where I didn't play an Xbox game on my own for like 2 years or something, man. Like, when I turned it on, I would literally leave it on the dashboard until I saw one of my friends pop. I'd be like, right, they're home from school now, you know, and like, they were in high school at the time and I was a bit older, so I would I'd get on in the evening time because, you know, I'm like 5.5 hours ahead of them in New York. And I'd just get on at a certain time knowing that that's when they'd come in and crank up their Xboxes, and I'd just wait for them. And then we'd play Halo until like it was like 3 in the morning for me, and it was like 10 or something for them. It's unreal, man. And like I say, I made lifelong friends through Xbox. And like, the whole 343 rant is like a symptom of the whole culture of gaming changing from that heyday when it was all about social features and getting people together and playing games and all of that, to the current model that's taken over, which is how long can you get them to stay on one thing and keep buying stuff within it? You know? Like, any game that comes out fucked now, the one thing that will work is the storefront. All the time. PS3 online was free for like Call of Duty and stuff. It was good. I mean, yeah, it was free, but at what cost? You didn't have any friends, you know. And I get, you know, live was costly, and I always remember getting it like fairly cheap though, and I was able to get like 3 months every now and again, or like a month for £1, or in your case like $1 or whatever. You'd be able to just somehow get online, you know. Because I don't remember paying for it like hardly at all in all them years, you know. So yeah, there was always a way. My dad cracked the Xbox and only paid for his subscription. Well done. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a way to go, isn't it? Especially if you can get away with it, because they were quite good at banning people back in the day, but like they couldn't always catch people. So well done for eluding that one. But yeah, it was literally everything to me for a long time. Like that was my only outlet. I wasn't leaving the house or anything. I wasn't in a good place, to be honest. So Halo got me through it, and the friends that I made on and through Xbox 360 and Halo are why I'm here, why I'm still, alive, basically. So this whole franchise meant the world to me, and it's why I have Halo tattoos. It's why I became so obsessed that I learned how to make the costumes, and it's why I am still to this day happy to make costumes for people, and like yourself, and still do it. But it really upsets me. I hate everything they've done to it. And not just to Halo, to gaming in general. It's all changed. It's not right anymore. Subscription models and fucking pay to play and pay to win and storefronts and microtransactions and fucking Fortnite. I can't bring myself to do it, man. I say you'd be down to run through the games, but I can't anymore. I play a couple of games myself here and there, but I honestly, this takes up most of my time these days. Speaking of Fortnite, they added not only Master Chief, but the Halo Infinite Spartans. Yeah, I know. Chief was a few years ago, wasn't it? They added the Infinite Armor Chief. I think they were probably hoping to have it tie into the release, and then they didn't release it because of their dodgy development practices. They like to say that, it just wasn't ready and we need to take time. It's like, no, you hired temp workers to make the code for the game engine, then fired the temp workers, so no one knew how it worked. Fucking cunts. And that's why it's been impossible for them to do any more than they actually did, and the most they can muster is like crappy multiplayer updates and shit. They could barely do that. Which was Halo Infinite, Red, Blue Spartans, and the Power Rangers. Yeah. Yeah, it's gone now. I've sort of made my peace with it now. It's taken about a year because I've been reeling about this since about a year after Infinite released, when it finally did release, and I went through it, and then all the news came out about the development, and then the fact that they weren't going to continue the campaign story, and they were only going to do like online updates for the multiplayer side of things. And I was like, right, it's just dead then, isn't it? It's gone. Like, there's no more Halo. We might as well stop pretending that this thing does anything anymore, So it's real sad for me. But at the same time, I think I've done my morning, and I just don't want to go back anymore. I'm quite happy to sit and make costumes for people. It's also why I've spread out into doing other things like Ninja Turtles and Thundercat swords, Kingdom Hearts swords, for example. Doom, Warhammer, all that shit. I'm just doing it now. I am going to change the name of all of my branding across all social media and live streaming to just Harley Cosplay at some point. Because I don't want to be tied to the dead Halo franchise anymore. It's by far where I've had most of my work come in, from people like yourself and what have you, and I'm super grateful for that, and that's still going to be something I do. If they just did DLCs for it instead of multiplayer, I know. They purposely left the campaign with a cliffhanger, you know? It just pisses me off. I think you should keep Halo in the name. I might do. It's why I'm in no rush, because I've not made any decisions, you know. It's why it's still Harley Halo, and I'm just keeping it like that for now, and we'll see where I end up mind-wise soon enough. But yeah, I'm just gutted about it. And it's not because I don't like it either. It's because I love it so much that I'm upset about it. So, yeah. And the only reason I would change it is because I'm not doing just Halo stuff anymore, which was the case when I named this channel, when I named all my social medias and everything, all the pages. It was only Halo stuff I was making. So that was the reasoning behind it, you know. Now it's not. Now I'm literally Harley Halo cosplay making a Ninja Turtle. So it makes sense to just not tie myself to the one thing if I'm not just doing the one thing. But like I said, I'm not in any rush to change it. I'm just gonna crack on for the time being and see what happens. If you do change it, change Halo to does. Like Harley does. Yeah. Harley does cosplay is probably good. Probably more likely to allow me to do that. Yeah, like that, yeah. That's right. So I'd be happy with that. I'm not giving you any credit. I came up with that. I'm just kidding. I just trumped you. I get a 1 discount, yeah. Oh my god, if I could afford to discount people, I really would, because I'd love to do that. Right, that's banana number 2. Oh my god. That's fucking massive. And that's just 2. Okay. 1 cent, yeah. No, I can't afford to. I need that. Every penny counts. Yeah. But to this day, the only 343 like armor that I'll touch is infinite, because they, you know, wisely went back to the old art style for it. So I'm quite happy to do like Infinite Master Chief or the Mark 7 core armor and everything. It gets a little squirrely when you start thinking about all the other fucking armors that are in the game. Thank you, multiplayer pointlessness. But yeah, I still like making stuff, and I know the Halo armors intimately, so it makes it really easy for me to. You're gonna send me an extra penny. Excellent. Now, yeah, I'm always up for doing the armors because that's one of the things that I loved about Bungie's Halos was everything was not only cool looking but fully practical as well. Like there was reasons why everything existed in the way that they looked. Like everything sort of had a reason, and they didn't have to explain it to you. But if you looked at something, you were like, "Why is that there?" There was an explanation, and it was like, "Oh, that makes sense," you know. And 343's design was complication for complication's sake. Like there would be pipes and shit on stuff that made no sense. And you know, I've ranted enough, I think. I'm done now. Because it does genuinely. I don't think it's ever going to not upset me. It all made sense, you're right. Comms attachments, utility attachments, wrist attachments. Yeah, for Reach in particular, with all that stuff that you could add. Yes, it was cosmetic, but in universe made sense, didn't it? So yeah, exactly. Even as a 10-year-old game, you're entirely right. It did, and then you immediately move over to like Halo 4 and just look at the armors and everything, and none of it makes sense. Like it just doesn't. I'm not playing anymore. I can't do it. It's so upsetting. It was my favourite thing. It got me through everything. Everything that was going wrong. In no small part, like obviously there was Halo and the way 360 worked as a social platform, but in no small part, and the unsung heroes of this story are Wayne and John, who were my two best American friends that were constantly on Halo with me. And it was with them that I got every achievement in Halo 3. And we absolutely nailed it. We still joke about one time we were trying to do, can you remember the achievements that gave you nothing? That were just Vidmaster achievements where it was like, right, legendary, all skulls on, everyone in Ghosts, no one touches a Warthog. And then you had to do the whole last level of Halo 3 like that with 4 players. We got right up to the point where you get out of the fight with 343 and we just got ourselves onto the ghosts, and we were just getting ourselves across the canyon to go through the tunnel and everything. And one of the dudes goes like, "Oh yeah, I've got to go now, bye," and just turns his Xbox off and boots us all out the game. We're like, yeah, Waypoint. You know why Waypoint is a letdown? Because it was a 343 edition. They did that shit. Halo Waypoint was their little way of doing shit outside of the games without Bungie's authority, knowledge, or whatever. And they got to offer you more things to buy through them. Or the military police helmets, and yeah. And you got them for your avatar as well. I got the CQB, and for my avatar I got the one you get for absolutely nailing everything in ODST, the OVA helmet, the big dome one. And yeah, I'm gonna get a 360 Slim at some point when I've got like a spare few pounds or whatever. I'm gonna get a little 360, and I'm gonna add the mod that's come out recently for it restores functionality to the online capabilities of it, and you can get into Halo matches with the original games and things like that. And there's one for the OG Xbox, and people are playing Halo 2 again. So like that's a thing, like in the OG game. And it's not subverting any like legal loopholes or anything like that. It's literally fully above board because it's an out-of-date thing, and you don't have to mod your console to do it. It's really cool. It's a proper like community-driven thing. So you don't have to mod anything. You don't have to like open it up. I think all it is like a software thing where you can shuffle the firmware around, and there's YouTube tutorials and all sorts of shit. Like one specifically about Halo 2 is the easiest one to find, because it's about like actually, being able to play Halo 2 now online. Let's have a look, shall we? I'll see if I can find it, and then in 2020. There it is. Playing Halo 2 online 20 years later. The thumbnail says like Halo is back. There, it's this one.
After 14 years, it's finally possible to play Halo 2 again online on your original Xbox, exactly how it was intended, just like it's 2004. This game is special for a lot of people, and I really do want to do this game justice. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to get this whole thing set up so you can go play, what the Halo 2 experience is like today, and even some stories about why this game is so important for a lot of people.
Perhaps one of the most anticipated.
Anyway, that's it. If you want to watch it, playing Halo 2 online 20 years later, that's the one. If you want to watch it yourself, yeah. Because it's quite an involved video, and he shows you how to do it, and it's not a mod or anything. You just literally, as long as you have a PC, and I think you might need the USB adapter that you'd plug into the front of the old console. Maybe. There might be a way to do it on 360 as well, because that uses like an Xbox emulator, doesn't it, to play the OG Xbox games. But anyway, that's I'm gonna leave it at that for now. I only planned on doing like a little hour thing this morning, and then I'll be back on properly tonight for a decent amount of time again. But not as late as I did. Well, it'll be like that, but not for as late. I won't. What does that mean? What am I talking about? I don't know. Right, fuck it. Doesn't matter. Thank you for joining me, Loomis. It's been good talking to you, man. Late but not late. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Later but not late is the plan. So yeah, I'll get back on and chin old boy, and yeah, we'll get the third banana done, and we'll get these put together, because this is where we're at now. It occurs to me that I've had that camera like that, so you couldn't really see much of what I was doing. So we just need the third one to go on the bottom. But I think before I actually stick them together, I'm going to get all three of them wrapped in vinyl. And then, yeah. Camera was fine, I could see. Good. Okay, that's alright then. Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching this back later on, like YouTube or Twitch, because I know some people do, and you know, because I keep getting views on the videos and stuff like that. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Loomis, always a pleasure, my friend. Welcome back. I'm glad we're talking again, and yeah, let's keep in touch about them key blades and so on. But yeah, for now, I will catch everybody later, and thanks again.